Hello, all my gorgeous souls. I am Lady Stars of Fire. My real name is Michelle Espinosa. And this is the weekly healing messages for November 17th through the 25th. And wow, what an end to the month of November is coming up. And a major, powerful December. Let me just start off by throwing some of the information that's going on with the planets moving this month. And then I'm going to just go straight into what Spirit has been drilling into my head all week. Sirius is moving into Capricorn. It should be moving into Capricorn, I believe, right on the 17th. So the day that this is starting for. And in case you don't follow, I always say I kind of do shadow astrology or dark astrology for the light. Help you find your way through the darkness and into the light. I've always said, personally, I'm kind of like the moth to the flame. I come through the darkness and bring the light in. I'm not exactly the most nicest and sweetest of them. I'm a Leo, what can I say? I'm bold and blunt, and I put it out there, and I can be brash. Sirius moves into Capricorn. Sirius is karma. Sirius is the threefold theory. Sirius is teaching us about what we nurture, how we've been nurturing it right, or what in the world we have been neglecting. Moving into Capricorn, the outer world's foundation, with Saturn's rules, walls, and boundary, and Pluto just kicking butt at this point, saying, I'm not taking shit anymore, so you better find a way to release it, surrender it, and let it go. Because it's time to set the new boundaries, learn from the karma, learn from the threefold, learn what does or what has been nurtured properly. See where it's helped you flourish, and see where in a world you've been neglecting things that you better correct before Jupiter gets in a month. Not even a month. I think it's on the 5th Jupiter moves in to Capricorn. Mars is moving into Scorpio. Mercury goes direct. Except for that's not exactly the best thing either. Mercury has been confused. Mercury has been frustrated. Mercury has just been like, let me say, don't shoot the freaking messenger. Scorpio is giving me all this death, decay, and destruction in a whole a whole Pluto energy, because it is ruled by Pluto and Mars. And let's figure out how to reignite, rebirth, regenerate. And that speaks to you also just in the relationship house of what the rules and the responsibilities are for those relationships in your life. What are you rebirthing into them? Mercury's been in confusion because he's been having so much going on straight across from that full moon in Taurus. Taurus is independence. Taurus is independence, individuality, freedom. Speaking to you about your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem, and where in the world have you been getting in your own way from creating your own freedom because of your lack of self-worth, self-value, self-esteem. Mars is coming in to Scorpio now. Mercury has been over there giving them confused understandings. And what I mean by confused is it's been just illuminated by the sun. With all the shit you've had in the back of your head that you've tried to bury so deep that you didn't even want to deal with, see, acknowledge. Scorpio just threw that shit at you. The sun just threw that shit at you. It's time to learn what really is going on in your head. This is going to get positive. Hold on. You've got the sun, which is moving into Sag at the end of this week. I always say Sag is the higher self. I mean, when we look at it on a universal level, Sag is the higher self. Jupiter is still here, finally out of shadow, in his full-on power, and the sun's coming in to illuminate it. Your higher self is finally ready to step up and take action. But you've been going, well, what is the right action? And then you have the new moon. And I've been saying this whole time that it was a double new moon. Everybody is going to say it's in Sagittarius. But truthfully, it's in Scorpio/Sagittarius. It's a void, of course, on the day of the new moon. So yes, it has Scorpio's energy. And Mars is going to be in its home sign. And Mercury will have just gone direct. But that doesn't make that communication that much easier. Because don't forget, then Mercury's actually going to be in shadow for a bit. We have to understand this will not work the way it once did. Nothing. I mean, think about it. Look really close. Look in the depths of your soul. I mean, dig deep and look around at life and the things that are changing. This will not work the way it once did. And that has everything to do, I've been trying to warn everybody since, I don't know, midsummer, when I was saying a lot of darker energies were coming in. This is part of them. This isn't even all of them. But the dark energies aren't exactly what you're expecting them to be. It's your higher self throwing the curveballs at your ego, saying, guess what, ego? You're running out of time. And ego is fighting. Ego is running around trying to figure out how to pull you back down. And I said way back in June and July, when these things happen, you have to acknowledge it. Notice what ego is doing. Okay, now shut up. To ego. I know, I see it, I acknowledge, I'm conscious. And then get back out of it. Learn what has to be learn what has to be learned. But I started to say lost. Learn what needs to be lost. Let me help you understand the bigger picture here. Our lives are very important to us, but our lives are still small compared to the idea of the whole planet's energies. We still live on planet Earth, yes. But her energy, her vibrational pulse has moved up to a 5th dimensional level. Not everybody on the planet has moved up to a 5th dimensional level. And for those of you who have moved up to a 5th dimensional level, this isn't as harsh as it is for those who are still 3-dimensional. Who haven't learned how to go through the 3rd and 4th tug of war dimensional level. That's why the negativities are coming out, because ego is running out of time. We are going into a higher vibrational level. And in order for us to rise, and you will have no choice but to rise, is to work through those egotistical energies that are fighting so hard to hold on to anything that it can to keep you down. Those who are in the 5th dimensional level or higher, while we understand rise above it, we can't help but to feel the pull down. But you can't allow that to happen. We are learning to decide. We are learning to decide between survival and bliss. That says so much about the very understanding of that 3rd dimensional world versus the 5th dimensional. We have lived our life for so long in survival that we don't even acknowledge that we are still in that 3rd dimensional level, even when we're 5th dimensional. This is what Spirit is taught me. There are things that we have gotten attached to. Ideas, views, images of what we perceive the world around us to be. But those were false images. It's time to erase that. Those were false images that have been put on us by thousands of years of a lower dimensional energy. And that lower dimensional energy is trying to pull you right back down. But the earth has moved to a fifth dimensional level. She is going to force those darker energies to come out of us. Because that's how you expunge them, extinguish them, release, surrender, and rise above them. We are learning how to understand where we have been so misunderstood on how we are holding on to the old, because that's all we've ever known. Even though we are starting to rise, we're learning how to understand the fifth dimensional world on a whole new level. They say, frankly, I don't know who they are. I would say they are anybody who is afraid of losing that egotistical hold over you. They always say that they are afraid that you will find out how powerful you are, because then they lose their power over you, because you gain power over you. You understand how powerful you really are. You start to really understand, learn, and see and view yourself as the one and only gem that you are. So yeah, they're afraid that you will start to realize the power that you have within you. It takes courage to soar. It takes courage to rise. I tried to explain months ago, and I said in last week's healing messages, that I was being given the energies from 1920, coming to a 99-year cycle end. We're also coming into the time framing, of in astrology, where the 1800s, we didn't see energies like this since the 1800s, since the Middle Ages, even. These are major changes coming in. We're coming to a cycle that's ending starting in 2007. We're coming into a cycle that's ending between 32 and 35 years ago with Libra. Relationships, harmony, balance, justice. You will face adversity, but you are strong because you are rising, you are ascending, and I applaud you for getting up every day, putting on your big girl panties, or however you want to see it, and getting back up and getting back out there and kicking ass. And you will do it again and again, because you are powerful, you are strong, you are courageous, and you are a lion. But you are going to face adversity with these energies right now, because it's one of two things. Either you're fifth dimensional and you have started to rise above this energy, and you are just being reminded of how to rise above this energy, or you're learning how to mature soulfully and come into this energy. But you are going to face adversity, because you are going to feel, if you have not already risen and done your homework in this level, you are going to feel like you've been punched in the gut, below the waist, with your insecurities, your fears, your awkwardness, your self-esteem, your worry, your anxiety, your doubt. There's a reason. This energy, guys, you know it. I say it all the time. I put it out there as honestly as I can. This energy is not for the crybabies. This energy is going, find out who you are. Figure out your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem, and pick up your goddamn shield, because this is where the warriors are made, or this is where they're broken. You have the courage to move forward. You have the courage to correct any and everything in your life, because this is the time to learn how to erase where your false images, your false identifications, your false views from a third dimensional, lower vibrational, negative energy has kept you too egotistical to understand that the fifth dimension is about unconditional love. We all want to be loved. We all want to know what love is. We all want to feel love, and God bless us all. Heaven bless us all, however you want to see it. That's a glorious thing, but we're so sweet and stupid because we want the fooey, the ooey gooey fooey, ooey gooey, soft and chewy, I love you, love. But love has some negative sides to it. Some things, sometimes people do some of the worst things in the world for love. But it's not love, that's fear. We want to understand love, but we don't. True love is unconditional. But not in the way of take advantage of me, no. And not in the way of love asks for nothing in return. Love is a privilege that you give and you hope, yes, to receive back. But the truth of love is, it's consciousness. It's true, honest consciousness. The depths, the compassion, the deep soul desire to understand the consciousness without the attachment. True unconditional love is able to love purely. Even something, someone, or someplace that does not treat them well. That doesn't mean you should stay. That just means I do love you, but you're not good for me, and I need to love me more. So sometimes you have to live from a distance. We are learning to soar. We are learning to rise above negative ideas that we've allowed us, and our own ideas, our own views, our own images that's been beat and programmed into our head. We're learning to rise above them. I'm giving La Goose this week also in the rooms and Daggaz. It is the trickery of the enlightenment. It focuses on, Daggaz does, but La Goose focuses on the emotional creativity and spirituality. Your very layers of your existence. Unconditional love is understanding those layers of your existence. Accepting the truth. Nobody said unconditional love made it better. It just made it deeper, truer, and wiser. It is healing power of renewal. It is surrender. Let the third dimensional negativity go. Because this is about bringing the fifth dimensional reality to the third dimensional world so we can make it reality. the 2-in-1, getting rid of the negativity. But this is not going to be done just in a week. This is not going to be done in 1 year. But you will be seeing this all of this week. And as we finish this year. And I'll come back to talk about the new moon more as we get closer to the following week. I love you. You have courage and you have strength. Rise above. And know that you create your own reality. So if you don't like it, change it. Bye, guys.